Well, hey there. Thanks for being a part of the Christian Media Marketing Show. My name is John, and each week that I get to do this is just one of the highlights of my week is to spend some time with you all. I am thankful for those of you who are joining us live, as well of those of you who are watching the show later on our YouTube channel or our Facebook page and being able to respond back to us with questions that you have. This show is every week. It starts at 10. Actually, it starts at 10:02. And that's a little bit on purpose because one of the verses in the Bible that's really important to me is where Jesus says that the harvest is plentiful. Luke 10:2. The harvest is plentiful, but the workers are few. And so he says to pray. And that is my hope, is that this is a show that will help you, but ultimately what we do is a spiritual endeavor. That what we're trying to do is to help people find those who are seeking in their context. And so, Angie, good morning to you as well. Thanks for being a part of the show. Thanks for leaving a comment. For the rest of you, if you are watching this live and want to give me a thumbs up or a heart, just no angry face emoticons, okay? None of those things happening. But if you're there, if you want to tell us where you're watching from, if you're watching us live, I'd love to hear that. If this is your first time watching the show, here's what's going to happen. We're going to have some questions and answer here. This is the first part of the show, just for a few minutes. I want to cover some of the things of emails and messages that I'm getting from people throughout the week so that maybe they can help you with questions that you might have. And then there's going to be a block of some training that we're going to do. And each week we're going to work through a specific aspect of social media marketing, looking at things such as Facebook, Google Ads, all sorts of different things of tools and resources to help you be able to find those seekers in your context. Now, this show is designed for small mission teams or churches, and so I'm not going to come and say, here, you need to spend $10,000 on this, or you need to do this, or something that is massive. I want to be able to give you ideas and tools that you can use. Now, we are a business's mission, Kavanaugh Media is, and we work with several partners. In fact, one of them is the sponsoring this show, GNPI, Good News Productions International. That is a great group of individuals putting out tremendous content out of Joplin, Missouri, reaching all around the world. There's many others that we get to be a part of what they are doing and to partner with them, and then partnering with so many mission teams to actually run their ads for them. We do the ad management part. So from the experience of what we're doing in over 73 different countries with, at this point, over 18 different mission organizations, we want to share that with you. And so I'm just a part of that. I'm the face. I'm the Q&A guy here that's going to be answering part of that. But there's a whole team of people here now at Kavanaugh Media that are doing that. And I'm hoping that our team's going to be growing soon. So if you know of people that are really good at social media marketing that might want to be a part of that, have them reach out to me. I'd love to do that. All right, let's get into the question and answer part of the show today. I want to look at a couple things that I've been asked. First one is this one. My ads keep getting rejected. Any ideas as to why? I get asked that, unfortunately, quite a bit. All right, and so it's been happening more and more. This process, specifically on Facebook, okay, the ads have been rejected. There's two parts to this. You may run your ad and then after about 24 hours or so, it gets rejected, gets stopped. If that happens, that means that at first the ad got started and then a human looked at it. Okay, and so there are terms of service and there are community standards that Facebook holds to their ads and what they're doing, people that are using their platform. I would really encourage you to read both of those because more often than not, the problem is we're doing something that goes against those community standards or terms of service. And so if you get your ad going and then it gets stopped about 24 or so hours later, that means a human looked at it and said, I don't like this or that or whatever, okay? If you start it right away and you submit it and it doesn't get accepted, it's probably the algorithm. The algorithms and the automated responses to this have been at issue for quite a while, really since the pandemic hit. This has been a big challenge. And you've got people running a massive company like Facebook trying to comply with all the local laws all around the world. And well, it's been a struggle, honestly, for them. And so it's possible that there's something in your ad that's causing this algorithm to see that. One of the things that I'm noticing for this specific one here was this message. And it says, ads should not represent the Facebook brand in a way that makes it the most distinctive or prominent feature of the creative. All right, well, here's what's happening. The person who was doing this put the Facebook logo in their video that was a part of their ad. And they actually changed the color of the Facebook logo as well. Well, don't do that. And really, just don't put the Facebook logo or name in your videos or your pictures. That is a part of the terms of service. Those are some things that when you read those, you'll see we're not supposed to do that, okay? And so this was what showed up there, and so I just said, okay, cut that out and then resubmit the ad. If you can't get the ad to be accepted, just delete it, okay? And if it gets denied at first, appeal it, okay? And always be nice, okay? Don't be sarcastic. Don't put any kind of hateful things up. I know you all hate Christians or whatever. Be nice. Okay, be nice, grace, and read the terms of service and those community standards. That's going to help you to be able to get an idea of what is going on. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and just add this question right here, and then I've got another one. Angie's asking, what social media has been the most beneficial or the least? All right, great question, Angie. Let's see if we can answer that one here to get going. Basically, it depends on where you are. Now, if you look at global things, Facebook by far is used all around the world. There's people that go, I hate Facebook or this or that or whatever else. Most often it's in the US that people are saying these things. Not necessarily always, but that's a part of it. But it could be, there's certain countries that we work in where we use Twitter almost predominantly, just that one. It just depends on who you're trying to reach, your target persona in one sense. Who are these people that God is calling you to reach out to? And then where are they? So that takes some research. There's actually on my podcast show that I do every week, there is a whole episode that we did just about this, about how to find out where people are and what are they saying? What questions are they having? And in fact, in today's show, you're going to get a little bit of that as well. I'll show you some of that. Least beneficial for me are the ones where I can't run ads, because if I can't target where I'm putting my content, then I'm just kind of throwing stuff out there. And so that's why I don't worry as much about organic or non-paid as I do on the paid side, so that we can expedite this process of finding seekers. So thank you for the question, Angie. Appreciate that. All right, here's another question that we get asked about. Not as often, but this week I was asked about it. And so I'm going to bring it up here. What about subtitles on Facebook videos? All right, here's the thing. Let's say you create some great video, or you have something you're going to want to use. Well, you're going to need, first of all, you do not want to put that video straight on your website and serve it from there. You're going to want to put it on some sort of server such as Vimeo or YouTube, someplace like that, all right? And then if you want to use that video in Facebook, here's what I'm going to ask you to do. Encode it and upload it directly to Facebook. Now, you can just take the regular video and just upload it, and that's fine. Don't worry about the encoding part with that, but just upload that video directly to Facebook. Don't put a YouTube link. Don't put a YouTube link in your Facebook post. Those two are competing companies. And so I'm almost positive the algorithm is not going to reward you when you're putting a competitor on Facebook. So you can use a YouTube video, that's great, okay? And you can use them on your website and on your landing pages. But if you're going to run a Facebook ad using video, and I really encourage you to use video, it's a great way. There's so many more people that are watching video out there now. Then it's important to put your subtitles on these videos, because over 90% of people watch or have the sound turned off on their devices. And most people are accessing Facebook by mobile phone, depending on what country you are working in. So this gives people an opportunity to see your video and to read the subtitles and see what's going on. Now, if you upload that video directly to Facebook, it will try to transcribe that, which is not bad. That's what it's doing for like this live video. So I've been pretty impressed by that, but it's not 100%. And if you've ever had a Siri fail, okay, any of you ever have that, you can give me a thumbs up in the comment section if you've ever had that happen. I have. Even talking to my own kids, Siri decided to drop the F-bomb one time as I was doing voice to text. So voice to text subtitles sometimes doesn't work awesome. And so you want to go back in and proofread them, okay? But another way you can do that is by uploading the video to YouTube. I'm going to show you live here what I'm talking about. All right, so I'm on right now. This is live on my YouTube channel. And so when you're on the YouTube, then what you could do, I'll show you where to get this. I'm going to go to my videos, and then on my videos right here, then you're going to see all the ones that you have listed. Now I'm going to click over here on details, and then right over here on the left, which actually my picture is blocking it looks like, but there's a thing that says subtitles. I'm going to click on that. And now here, after I've uploaded the video, after a few minutes, it has transcribed my subtitles. Now you can go in there and you can edit them. All right, and so here it is. Here's a lot of text and a lot of things that are happening, but you can also, once you have those subtitles there, if you click on these three little dots, you can download what's called an SRT file. Once you have that SRT file, then that's what you could use to upload your video to Facebook, and then you can upload that SRT file to Facebook. There's going to be, what you're going to see is it's got some timing. So it's going to say like 0 seconds to 2 seconds. Here's the words or phrases. You can edit them in YouTube. I would encourage you to do that before you download them. And then you can upload that. The only thing else with that is that there's a certain way you need to name that file when you're uploading it to Facebook. Okay? It's very, very easy. It makes total sense, but it is a free way for you to get subtitles that then you can edit and use on Facebook or anywhere else. And on YouTube, you can edit them there correctly. Now, it depends on what language you're using. So if you get into some really obscure language, this may not work, and so you'll have to look at other types of services. And there are some paid ones that are out there as well. Or you can just type them in and make your own subtitles right there with the video, which could be a great way to do that. All right, that is it for the questions that I wanted to try to get over today and to talk to you all about. We're going to jump into some video training, and then I'm going to actually show you one more example live of keywords. So we have been looking at Google Ads. I love Google Ads. I love the keyword planner. I use it even when I'm not running Google Ads. It gives me an idea about what people are searching for. It gives me an idea about what phrases people are using. And these are the kind of things that you can use then in your own creatives, your own ads. So in your headlines, in the copy of your ads, on your posts, in your blogs, wherever you're using words, this can give you an idea about what words the people you want to reach with the gospel are using and what they are searching for. What words are they searching for? And what I love about that is it really gives you a glimpse into what is happening in people's lives. What is going on? So if you were to look at my search history, you're going to see things like fly fishing and amateur radio and some travel stuff of what we just did and places to go and coupon codes or whatever else. But there's also just phrases that I put in there. And that is very telling about what is going on in my life. And so if somebody was trying to reach me with a targeted ad. They're trying to put an ad in front of me on my device that speaks to the things that I am looking for. And that's really important. So when there's somebody who is seeking to know Jesus, we want to see what phrases and words. Now, it's not going to be an individual, it's going to be bulk. And so you're going to see how many people, just volume wise, are searching, and what phrases and other ideas of phrases. So we're going to jump right into this training. The video part here is just going to be about 6.5 minutes long, and then we're going to do another live training there. And so if there's a certain word or phrase you would love to see something on, put it in the chat, put it in the comments or whatever, and we'll see if we can do that as we are moving into it. Here we go.
One of the most important things that you can do when you're using Google AdWords is to use keywords and keyword searching to help make sure that your ads are getting in front of the right people. You can also use this if you're doing Facebook ads to get a better understanding of the persona of the people you're trying to target in that social channel as well. To do your keyword searching, you'll come up here and click on this little wrench icon. Then go to Keyword Planner. At this point, you're going to be given two different options: find keywords, or you can also look for search volume and forecast. This is great for benchmarking, seeing the competition of words, and to see how much Google thinks you'll have to pay to get certain results. But for this video, we're just going to start here with keywords. So when you click on it, you're going to put a word in. We'll type the word Bible and then just get started. You have to choose your location, choose what the language is, and choose the search networks that you're wanting to use. If I were to choose a different language, say Croatian, I would need to type the word for Bible in that language here as well. So the word Bible, according to Google, is searched with very high competition. The average monthly search volume is 1 million to 10 million. And to get towards the top of the page, you're going to have to pay somewhere between 67 cents to $2.45 on average to show up in their search results. So when we're looking for keywords, one of the strategies we can do is to look for words where there's low competition and where the amount of searches are still high. So you can look through this list and you can sort by competition, average monthly searches, but it also gives you ideas of other words that you could use in your targeting. And we're going to use these in our campaigns as part of our ad groups that we set up. So we're looking for search volume, we're looking for relevance, we're looking for competition. We can download all of these keywords so that we can then use them in Excel to sort them. And when you're armed with your keywords, it's important that you set them up to be used so that they can be matched closely to the person that you're trying to reach, so that that will trigger your ad in front of them. Now, there are 5 main types of keyword options. There's a broad match modifier, a phrase match, an exact match, and a negative match. It's beyond the scope of these videos to go into each of those, but the first one is broad match, and that's by default, that every keyword is set for a broad match. And this means that your ads can show for things that match your keyword or for words that are closely related, like synonyms or common misspellings. Broad match will even match with longer phrases that also contain your keywords. So broad match is a good way to get started. You can put more keywords in here. You can type the word Jesus Christ, click Get Results, and it will show you those phrases in here as well. So this is a way to begin to narrow down what words you want to target to show up in front of your persona, and you can use the keyword planner as a way to better understand your target persona as well. What phrases, what words are they searching for when they're looking and have spiritual questions? When doing keyword searching and using Google's Keyword Planner, which you can get to by clicking on the icon and then going to Keyword Planner, it will give you these two options when you first get started: finding keywords and get search volume and forecast. So we'll put a keyword or a phrase that we can put in here, and then you just put a comma in between the ones that you want to search. We'll get started with Bible. Now again, you choose your location, the language, and the search networks. If you're going to be searching using a certain language, say Chinese, you would need to type the word 圣经. You would need to type the Chinese word in your search words that you're searching here that would match the location. So here, Google tells us that in the United States, with those using the English language among Google and their search partners, the word Bible on a monthly basis would have, if you spent 170,000, you would get 130,000 clicks. Now, I don't know about your ministry, but I don't have 170,000, but I am looking at the cost per click. I'm looking at the impressions, the cost, but right over here, the average cost per click and the click through ratio, your CTR. This gives me a benchmark to be able to then look at my own ads and see, am I getting a click through ratio of 3.4? Or is it costing me around $1.30 to $1.40 of advertisement to get people who are searching, who will click on my ads? Or is it costing me around $1.30 to $1.40 for people to click on my ads to go on through? Once I pick out these words, I can begin to create a campaign using this data right here. I can download the plan. I can also look for negative keywords. And negative keywords are words that I don't want to trigger ads to show up in front of people. So if I want Bible but not King James, then I would type in the negative keywords of King James. And that will make sure that if people type in King James Version or King James Bible, that my ad would not show up in front of them. So using both positive and negative and getting these forecasts, you can have a better idea of what words your persona is using and searching, and it can give you some benchmarks about what your ads might look like as you prepare to see a media to disciple making movement.
All right, so the keywords there are going to be what are the ones that Google, when somebody is searching for them, that's when your ad will show up. Now remember, Google and Facebook ads are kind of two different. Facebook ads, the way I describe it, are push ads. In other words, somebody is on Facebook or Instagram and they're looking for pictures of cats or whatever, and you're pushing content in front of them that is going to be in their feed. And so the more targeted it is, the better it makes sense. Now, I am not 100% sure on this, but I'm pretty confident that Facebook can tell even by IP address. And so if my wife has been searching for things, it might show up. If my kids are searching for things, it might show up, which is a little scary to me, because like I came in last night from softball practice with my church and my daughter is watching Say Yes to the Dress. That's scary for me. So if she's searching for those things or looking for those on there, it's possible they may show up even in my feed, some of those ads. But predominantly, my stuff's got fly fishing and things like that on there because there's ads then that are being pushed in front of me because they're relevant. That's where the interest targeting on Facebook is so important. Google is a pull. It is a pull strategy. And so people are already searching. They're showing their intent by these keywords that they're using in the Google search ads. And we're trying to pull them from the search engine result page, from that Google result page, to our website, to our church site, to whatever it might be, okay? And so they're two complementary but different strategies. But this keyword planner can help you just with your overall content and to get a better idea about what is happening. So I want to show you, hopefully this will work right here. I want to show you some examples of this. And if you have a certain phrase or something you want me to search for, put that in the comments here if you're watching live. All right, we're in Google here, and we're going to, I'm going to move this out of the way. I don't know if this is showing up on the screen or not. Nope. All right. So we're going to jump in here and we're going to look at, we are in Google Ads. We went under Tools and Setting. We're down here in Keyword Planner. All right. And here's what I want you to see as we go across here really fast. This is location, what language you're searching in, what networks you want. If you want Google and their search partners, we're going to click on that. And this one right here, we're looking at the last 12 months as we're doing. All right. And so if I type in, as you already saw in the videos there, Bible, you could see what some of that shows up. But I want to give you some other examples. If I type here and I put, let's see here, this will do this, this. All right, we're going to put this word right here. This is that word in Chinese for Bible. All right, and so I'm going to put in Shengjing right here. I'm also going to come down here, and another cool thing you can do is you can put a domain in as a filter. All right, and so it's going to look at what they do on that site. So let's go ahead here and put YouVersion, and then we're going to click Get Results. All right, and so as we're looking at this, here's that word. In the United States, those who are using English, it's showing for the YouVersion, I think is what's adding to some of this volume. 1 to 10,000 people in all of the United States. It's not got a lot of competition, and it's costing somewhere between 29 cents to 77 cents per person to do that and to look at that. Now, let's look and change the location. We're going to get rid of the United States there, and then I'm going to put Taiwan. And so it says here 19 million there. We're going to hit Save. There we go. So in Taiwan, the volume is less and makes sense. They're unreached. There's not very many Christians there. So it's 10,000 to 100,000. Now you might think, well, that's, and I do too, that's a lot. That's great. That means people are searching for those words. We could add other words up here as well. Now, interestingly, as you look at this, this is even giving you other suggested words. This is the word here for prayer. So it says if you add this word, and now we're going to get results. Let's see what happens there. All right, so there, if we add prayer, we get another 10 to 100,000 people. But it's costing more on these words right over there. All right, and so that's one way we can do that is to come in here and using these things. Now I'm going to get this off, and let's see how that does with it. So we'll get results there. See, no real impact there on these words. Now, if I get rid of these words, I'm going to come back up here, and we're going to go to the United States and target that. There we go. And then let's put in here the word Bible, and then get results. All right, so 100 to 1 million people in the United States. This is monthly searches for Bible, 41 cents to $2, medium competition. And then it gives you some other words that you could see that have low competition, but still a fair amount of volume. All right, well, let's try a different word here, and let's type in the word church. Now, when we look in all of the United States in English for the word church, it's got 100 to 1 million monthly searches. And so it's costing about $1 to $3 for people to do that. But let's say we don't want to, in your church, if you're in the United States or wherever you are, you could change the words and the language. Let's target it down even more specific. So I live in the town of Maryville, Tennessee. It's pronounced Maryville or Marvel. All right, and so that's how you pronounce it. And here's Maryville, Tennessee. And when you hit save, how many people are searching or using the word church? About 100 to 1,000 per month. All right, and here's churches near me. So that would be interesting. That could be one. And so it doesn't have enough volume here to give you cost. But what's interesting on this is that the cost could be really low. So when a person comes to your city or they move to your area, you can target on Facebook people who have moved, and you could use Google to put an ad for your church for anyone who is searching for a church near me. That's what we did when we moved down here to Maryville, Tennessee, just about a year ago. One other thing here I want to show you is that when you just go to Google itself, let's say I'm going to type here for Bible. There we go. All right, now so this is the search engine result page. This is Google's results for when you search for that word, and it's going to bring up all sorts of stuff over here. Here's Wikipedia coming into it. Here's sites where you could go. Here's what I want you to see is that as you're looking as content or whatever, who actually wrote the Bible? See these questions here? These are questions that people are asking. And so it's a great way for you to know what kind of questions are people asking out there. There's videos. That's why I said video is so important, because it's being really highlighted by Google and others. And so you can see different videos. But you can also see down at the bottom of the page, you can see these are the same words that the keyword planner is doing. So even if you don't have a Google Ads account, you can jump into just Google and do some searches and see some of these other phrases that people are using. All right. So I hope that helps you get an idea a little bit about how to use this great tool, how you can look even in your city, you can look in your region or your country, you can search by language, and it's going to tell you so much more about the people who you're trying to reach with the good news. So next week, Lord willing, that we're going to look at then how to create the Google ad. So we've got the account, we've got the keywords that we want to use. Next, we're going to go ahead and create an actual search Google ad, one of the text Google ads. So that's what we're going to be looking at next week. If Jesus doesn't come back, that's what, and I'm healthy, that's what we're going to do together. Couple things as we finish up today. Will you, as this little graphic is showing here on the screen, will you subscribe to this channel and to my Facebook page? Will you share this with others? All right, we're not charging for this. If you go to my website at kavanaughmedia.com, we have a lot of courses. We have ad examples on there. We charge when people need one-on-one coaching and service from us, or we charge, I think, a really fair amount to just run the ads for mission teams or churches, whatever that might be. But all of our training, all of our coaching on here is free, and we would love for as many people as possible to be blessed by that, as well as the Christian Media Marketing Podcast, which you can find on Spotify and FM and Apple, all of those. It comes out a new one every Friday at 1:15 in the morning, Eastern Standard Time. So if you're over in the European area, have some coffee, listen to the podcast. I try to keep it short and it just address one little thing. And you can see all of the previous over 90 episodes of the podcast on our website as well, and search for specific topics. All right, I hope that this has been a help to you all today. I really love this tool of the Keyword Planner, and I'm thankful to spend some time with you all today. As always, if you have questions, reach out to us. If you have things you would like for us to address in this show, please send us a message, let us know. Until next time, keep pressing forward, trying to make Jesus famous. Take care.